Canva Create is today, and it's been hosted in LA. I am not in LA. I am here in Jamaica, but I'm doing this watch party and chit chat because I know there's going to be so many great announcements that will be dropping today at any minute now. And I am excited because if you've been following Canva, or if you've been really keeping a close eye, you'll have an hint. And I won't give anything away. I don't want to be that person because I am here for all the excitement and I just want to be a part of the experience, even though I'm not in LA. Like I'm having a little bit of a FOMO, if I'm going to be honest, but that's fine because one of the things I always used to do before I was able to join or attend Canva Create in LA was that I would always watch Canva Create on my device. So me just doing this virtual session is for those of you who are not able to be in LA and you're probably at your work desk, you're probably at home, at your workstation, and you're like, boy, I wish I was in LA, but I still want to keep posted. I am here. So what we'll be doing on this call or this live session is we'll be watching it together and I'll be just engaging and sharing with you like all the announcements. And at the end, what I'll be doing is just share a little bit of my insights and takeaways and how you can apply and use it in your business as a brand. So in the comments, just drop a comment and tell me where are you joining from and what are you most excited about hearing about Canva? Like what's the latest release you cannot wait to hear about? Because I know it's going to be exciting. So I have my thing tuned up and I am ready. So it's like a few minutes. So in the comments, just drop a comment, tell me where you're joining from. In the meantime, I'm going to be queuing up my screen for us to join. All right. Another thing too I want to talk about with Canva. So Canva is no more like that design tool. Canva has literally revolutionized the way people create today. And that's entrepreneurs, that's educators, that's small business owners, that's organizations, marketing professionals, whatever and whoever you are. Listen, people are using Canva. Like it's one of those apps that is now ranked as top 3 app AI apps or AI platforms. So, you already have an idea like, hey, this is where Canva is going. There's just been so many changes in the technological space. There's so much things happening. And if you feel threatened by any of the new advancing technologies, there's no need to be I would say terrified or overwhelmed, but instead to be informed. And that's one of the reasons why I'm really like excited about today, because it's one of the ways that I'm going to be informed of how I can step up my game personally, but how I can also help women entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs as well as just the students I will be teaching this July as part of the creative design camp, how they can design and how they can take their brilliant idea and transform that into a solution. So I'm excited about that. I am looking if anyone is commenting. If you are watching the replay, you can just tell me in the chat what you're looking forward to hearing the most. Like which one of these features would you want to see me break down? Over the years, I have had this opportunity. I've always spent a little time to just really break down some of the features, some of the tools, and I mostly used to focus on the features and the tools, but this year specifically, I'll be sharing how you can use Canva as a tool and these new features to help you to transform the way you work, as well as you building that brand, you building and growing your online presence as well. All right, so that's one of the things I want you to drop in the chat and let me know. All right, so I'm just going to share my screen in the meantime because I realize that the chat over here is very engaged over on Canva's YouTube page. So I am going to make the screen a little bigger for all of us. And when it's live, we'll all just tune in together and be chit-chatting. One of the things I want to point out to you, I will not be chatting throughout the keynote. I'll be quiet. You'll see my reaction live. I see Daniel says, Canva is now my everyday tool. I use it more than Word at this point. Yeah, literally. if I should show you my tab on it on my Google, it is one of those apps that are platforms, our websites I visit literally every single day. And as you're seeing from my screen, there's so many people joining from across the world for Canva Create. So yes, you may not be able to join Canva Create live in LA, but listen, just being able to watch it virtually is something that I think is still so powerful, and we want to leverage. All right, so let me just share something because I want to share a few things that you should be aware of. So I have a Canva go-to guide. I have a Canva go-to guide that I created a few months ago. Now, today, with the biggest drop that's going to happen in all this time for Canva, I am going to update that guide and make it available for you. It's going to be a limited exclusive. So I have 100 copies available. Actually, I have 94 copies available for you. I'm going to update this guide and it will be available at the end of April. So if you check my description, you'll be able to see that go-to-resource guide. I created that go-to-resource guide in terms of how to utilize Canva, how to create in Canva, the features, the tools, everything. And after today, I'm going to update that guide and make it available to you. So this guide is free. Free. So you don't have to worry about paid, but what you'll get though is really just a guide on how to utilize. So if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like you're not sure how to navigate Canva, because really and truly there has been so many changes in Canva, then of course you will be able to utilize the guide. So the guide is in my chat, in my description. I'm going to also drop it in the chat and you can gain access to that resource guide. All right, so I'm just going to bring back a comment I saw here from Daniel, who says, Canva is my everyday tool. I use it more than Word at this point. If you agree and you can relate to that, just comment and let me know, because I am literally at that point in my life as well, where I utilize Canva every single day. Every single day. And if you want to, just please share, how are you currently utilizing Canva in your life, whether it's for work, whether it's a school, whether it's personally, how are you currently utilizing Canva? I'd love to hear. I realize the chat is really on fire over on Canva's page, YouTube page. So remember, they are also going live on their YouTube page. So you can join me here and we'll just chit chat. You get the reaction from me. And at the end of the keynote, what we'll be doing is I'll be just sharing with you some practical insights and takeaways and how you can apply it to your brand. And in the coming weeks, what I'll be doing is sharing how you can utilize these tools, features, and apps in your very own business. All right. So I mentioned the resource that you'll be able to use. And one of the things I also want to touch on here is that there have been some other features that Canva introduced probably since last year that you may not be aware of. One of those features is image to video. Now, it was one of those features that I personally didn't use a lot of. And one of the things I also want to point out too is that when you're using Canva and using it so consistently and constantly, you probably end up using the same old regular features and tools all the time. I am very guilty of that. But recently, I started using image to video as a feature in Canva. Mind blown. It's so simple, but mind blown. So simple, but it was mind blown. And before we go, before Canva actually goes live for their keynote, I may just share one and two things that I have personally seen over the last few months that they've introduced. But really and truly, I think we really want to hold tight to see what they're coming with. But if you have ever utilized the image to video option, that is something I'll share with you, because I'm going to be doing some videos and I'll be dropping more videos about the features that Canva has released over the last few months that you're probably not even aware of. And that's the truth. Like, if you have Canva Pro, I am pretty sure you're using the same old regular old features and tools. All right. I say Daniel is saying, yes, please to share the features that have been introduced over the last few months. All right, so over the last few months or last few weeks, Canva has introduced something called magic layers. So magic layers is where if you are used to or familiar with Photoshop, what you can do is to import or upload a photo, not a photo, but a graphic. And then magic layers, what it does is kind of chops up that image or that graphic into multiple layers or multiple elements. I won't be doing that in this video, but that's one of the things that they have introduced. And as I mentioned earlier, they also introduced image to video. I'm going to show you the image to video in a practical way so you can see what it looked like before and after. All right. I see another comment coming in, which is amazing. All right. I think I can give Daniel like a top fan, the most engaged person on this session right now. She said, I use it for everything, even to design stickers for my medication and for everything for the girls. Yes, I know the moms love Canva. I follow a lot of moms online and they love Canva. So for birthday parties, they utilize Canva a lot. And then for those of us women who like to be organized, we create those stickers to put on, or you know, those bottles that we put in our cabinet or cupboards, I should say, like in our kitchen. A lot of persons I know, they create the stickers for that. And like as Danielle said, she used it for her medication. All right, another comment coming in. I used image to video this month for the first time this month to create an anniversary card. How was that for you? Because when I used image to video feature, I was like, and that is actually powered by AI. Yeah, so that's one of the things too. So I was pretty excited about using image to video. And I'm still just double checking to ensure that I am still on track and I'm not just yapping away. All right, good. So I'm going to just drop in this chat. So I'm engaging over here as well. Oh, I think what would be good for me to share. All right. So one of the things I want to share. So I attended Canva Create in 2024. And that was the first year I believe they went to LA. Ah, so it's ready. They're ready. They're ready. So I'm gonna stop talking and just let all the excitement. Right here. This was one of my favorite things about very favorite things.
And welcome to everyone tuning in right around the world.
Wow, what a crowd. It is so good to be back with you all for our 5th Canva Create, broadcasting live from the YouTube Theatre here in Hollywood Park.
And an extra...
Yeah!
That roar is incredible, and I need you to do a good one because we need an extra special thanks to our house band, Wolves of Glendale. Oh. Yeah! Wolves, how you doing?
We're so stoked to be here. Crowd is unbelievable. Can we make as much noise as we possibly can right now? Yeah!
Geez, when I feel that energy at Hit Canva Create, it reminds me that we truly have the best community in the world. Thank you for being here, whether you are joining us for the very first time or whether you've been creating with us for years.
From the very beginning, our mission has been to empower the world to design. And today, more than 250 million people create with Canva. individuals, small businesses, classrooms, nonprofits, and thousands of enterprises across 190 countries.
And together, you have now created over 47 billion designs. That is, yes, that's incredible. That is over 463 designs every second. And over the years, you've shown us design looks different for everyone. For some, it's how you grow your business, turning idea into something real that you can share with the world.
For others, it's how you teach, bring lessons to life for your students.
For some, it is deeply personal, like designing every detail for a big celebration exactly the way you imagined it.
But underneath all of that, every single one of you comes here with the same goal, to turn an idea into reality.
For us, design has never just been about making something look good. Design is about giving form to an idea. It's how you turn your imagination into reality.
For Canva, creating a design was incredibly complex and fragmented. You had to use one tool to find a template, another to source fonts, another for stock photography, another for editing, and on and on. We thought there was a better way, and we brought everything you need to design into one platform, making it simple and accessible to the whole world. We have always believed that productivity and creativity shouldn't live in separate tools, that the magic is in the middle. So for the past decade, we've been bringing them together into one place.
But now we're seeing something familiar again, at a much larger scale. This time, it's not just design. The entire process of creation is broken across too many tools, tabs, and workflows.
Think about what it takes to create something today. You might get a great result from an AI tool, but it is one shot. You have to prompt and prompt again. Then you need another tool to manually format it. Now it's completely off-brand because your brand guidelines live in a different place. And your data is scattered across platforms. So you're copying, pasting, running your 20th AI search, copying and pasting that too. Every time you switch apps, you lose the context you just built up. And every time the format changes, you start again. And then tomorrow, you do the whole thing over. Does that sound familiar?
Well, at Canva, we love to make complex things simple. And just like we did a decade ago, we think there's a better way. This is something our community has been asking for, with so many of you wishing for more ways to use AI to get your jobs done. So already, our AI products have been used more than 27 billion times. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And thanks to all of you awesome people, we have become the third most used AI product in the world, which is ultimately unbelievable. But just as we say, we feel like we are just 1% of the way there.
So today, we are incredibly excited to unveil a generational leap forward for Canva, our biggest launch ever. Something that will save you countless hours, something that will transform the way you work, something that answers a lot of the wishes you have been making. Can I get a drum roll? Canva AI 2.0.
Canva AI is now a true creative partner, bringing everything into one place so you can bring your imagination to life like never before. And it's built on the platform you already know and love. So now you can collaborate with your team wherever you're working in the visual suite.
You can use Canva AI in your docs. It can take a meeting transcript and turn it into a clear summary for your team. You can use it in your presentations. Just write a prompt and it can create your strategy doc. It can even help you make edits. You can even use Canva AI in your sheets.
Right.
Ask it to create a budget planner for a party, then jump in with your team and collaborate.
The world's best AI now lives right where you're already creating. You can start right here on the Canva homepage, and you can do whatever you want to do with Canva AI. Canva AI has 9 powerful new capabilities that reimagine the entire process of creation.
Our team has been working extraordinarily hard on what we are about to share with you. But before we do, one of our incredible engineering leads, Rafa, had a beautiful analogy that really touched our team. In fact, I think he might be in the audience with us right now. I wonder if he'd share it with us. Rafa, where are you at?
There he is.
Hey, Mel, I'd love to. When building Canva AI 2.0,
Yeah.
we realized its strength is found when its individual powers work as one. And it got me thinking, it's just like how an orchestra works. Each instrument with an important role to play, all coming together to create something extraordinary.
We love that so much. So much so that we have a little surprise for you all today. Everybody ready?
Let's show you how each of these instruments work, shall we? First up is conversational design. With Canva AI 2.0, you can design through a simple conversation. Just describe what you want to create, share a rough idea, or even tell it your goal, and Canva AI will bring it to life. You're no longer limited by a blank page or a template. Everything starts with one conversation.
Our next upgrade is agentic orchestration.
Your opera debut. Your opera debut.
Thank you, my opera debut, yes. What agentic orchestration means is that Canva AI can now take actions on your behalf. Say you need to design a campaign. Canva AI can create, access, and tweak every element, so it's able to decide which text, fonts, and colors are best. And if you choose, it can choose an entirely different layout for you. You can use it to start a new design or edit something when you're halfway through. Agentic orchestration is what turns Canva AI into a true creative partner.
Next up, we have the memory library. When you come to Canva AI for the first time, you'll be able to create your About Me. It will look at all of your existing designs and create a Canva doc about who you are and how you like to work. Here's mine. Canva AI will use my About Me to personalize my Canva AI experience, and it will continue to update as I use Canva. Your About Me is the first book in your memory library. Over the coming months, you'll be able to add more books to your library. Core memories like your ideas, goals, and preferences, shared memories with others, and even your knowledge base, so that Canva AI has the most up-to-date information to help you and your team achieve your goals.
Pretty cool. What does your memory library say? Bossy.
Not bossy, a boss.
This next instrument is this next instrument is my absolute favorite. Canva AI now also has layered object intelligence. Thanks to our unique in-house Canva design model, which we launched back in October, Canva AI now generates fully layered designs. This means everything you generate is fully editable. For years, Canva has partnered with creators all around the world to build a library of more than 150 million photos, illustrations, and templates. Today, we are bringing the full power of Canva AI to this incredible library. That means your next design can start with inspiration from our marketplace, then come to life with Canva AI. You can jump into the editor, change any aspect of the design, and collaborate with your team at any time. Our creators remain at the heart of this experience, continuing to earn royalties every time you use their work, as they always have.
These first 4 capabilities give you a completely new way to design with Canva. But we are just getting warmed up. To share the next 5 with you, let's welcome to the stage Steph, Carey, and Jess. Woo!
How are you guys feeling about the feature so far?
Hey everybody, I'm
Really?
Steph. I lead the AI research team here at Canva.
Hi, I'm Carey, and I'm a principal machine learning engineer.
And I'm Jess, a principal product designer.
You've just seen how Canva AI 2.0 works, but now let's look at what you can do with it.
Let's start with something we've all felt. Work is scattered everywhere. Your files, your conversations, your ideas, all in different places. Pulling it all together takes as long as the work itself. So we built Canva AI connectors. Connect the apps you use every day, Slack, Gmail, Google Drive, or your calendar, and Canva AI creates what you need with this context in mind. You can ask it to summarize your Slack conversations or create a custom document based on your Google Calendar. That's hours of work now done in minutes. And coming soon, we're extending what Canva AI's agentic orchestration can do within your workflow. So context from your designs can connect back to Slack and other AI tools your team is working in.
Next up is scheduling. You can now schedule tasks to run automatically, putting work on autopilot even when you're offline. Need market research pulled together overnight or a fresh set of social posts every Monday? Just schedule it, and it'll be ready and waiting for you when you're back.
And Canva AI is now also a powerful tool for web research. Every creative project has that moment when you have to stop and look something up. Now, Canva AI can do the research for you. No more searching, switching tabs, copy and pasting. It gives you a huge head start by pulling what you need from the web directly into your design right where you're working.
Brand managers, this one's for you. Canva AI now has built-in brand intelligence. Canva AI can automatically apply your brand to anything you create, so every design is on brand by default. Just pick a brand template and Canva AI instantly generates on brand from the very first draft. So every team across your business can move fast and stay aligned, no matter what they're creating.
And last but not least, and this one is for all the vibe coders out there. Canva Code 2.0. Over the last decade, we've made it easy to import anything into Canva. Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, PDFs, it's all instantly editable and collaborative. Today, we're taking that further with HTML and code import and editing. HTML is quickly becoming the format for AI-generated tools, but editing it often means regenerating everything from scratch.
Steph, this means we don't need a full rebuild just to change a button.
Exactly. No need for local servers, package managers.
14 tabs of Stack Overflow.
Okay, I love the passion. I really do. But what they're trying to say is actually quite simple. Now you can bring any HTML or code file into Canva. We've been collaborating closely with Anthropic and OpenAI, so you can bring HTML files into Canva where they become instantly editable in our drag and drop editor. You can add forms that collect responses in Canva Sheets, then publish straight to your own domain. You can also create interactive designs from scratch with HTML inside Canva code, and these can be included inside your designs. A launch countdown for your presentation, an interactive game, or maybe a poll to engage your audience, all without writing a single line of code. You can use Canva code by asking Canva AI for what you want or access it straight from the homepage.
And there you have it. Canva AI's 9 new capabilities that power the visual suite you know and love.
And now you've heard each individual instrument. Cam, it's over to you now. Show us what happens when they all come together.
Thank you, Carey, Steph, and Jess. Now, remember that broken process of creation that we spoke about earlier? Canva AI 2.0 fixes that whole process. So instead of one-shot generation, you can now generate designs that are editable layer by layer. From jumping between many tools to agentic capabilities inside the one workflow. From disconnected brand guidelines to on-brand designs. Data scattered everywhere to data connected. No more searching the distant reaches of the web, because now your research comes to you. And you won't lose context between apps because Canva AI now remembers how you work. All in one conversation, no matter what format you're designing. And finally, for those tasks you repeat again and again, you can schedule them so the work doesn't stop when you do. Individually, each of these capabilities is incredibly powerful. But an orchestra isn't defined by its instruments. It's defined by what they create together. That was simply beautiful. Thank you to all of our musicians for scoring the launch of Canva AI 2.0. And inspiring the world to become the conductors of their own orchestra. You'll find all of this in one place, Canva, right alongside everything you already love. In fact, the Canva team have already been using it to bring their own ideas to life. To show these off, let's hear from Nicole.
Hello! I'm Nicole, the US Vibe Lead here at Canva. Now, you might be thinking, what exactly is a Vibe Lead? Well, can you help me explain?
Yeah, it's actually kind of simple. If your business typically sounds something like this. Yeah, not good, right? Vibes are low. Once Nicole has woven her magic, it sounds a little more like this.
Yes! Yeah. Yay!
Way more fun, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Does that make sense?
Perfect. I'm so excited to show you how Canva AI's new connectors and scheduling help me turn chaos into clarity and make it look beautiful in the process. Every month, my team is responsible for collating all the good vibes across the business and turning it into an all-staff newsletter. Think part magazine, part here's all the incredible things that happened this month. The problem is, pulling it together used to take the better part of a week. Digging through Slacks, chasing people down for updates, trying to make sure nothing got missed. Turns out, a lot of you have experienced the same thing and have been wishing for a better way. Let me show you how Canva AI changes everything with just one prompt. I'll upload a brand template and ask Canva AI to create our April newsletter by populating this template with the latest team news from the past month across Gmail and Slack. Canva AI has activated connectors and it's sweeping through my apps, every Slack channel, every email thread. This step alone has saved me hours. It's automatically populating every club update, newbie fun facts, what's on this week, and it's beautifully designed right from the first draft. Now I can jump in and add the details only I'd know. An inside joke from the LA office, a shout out from someone's big moment I've just heard over lunch. I can also bring in the team to really craft the design. The AI-powered Elements tab lets us generate something custom, like a graphic for our good newsletter. But here's the part I love the most. This newsletter runs monthly, so now I schedule it. On the first Monday of every month, Canva AI automatically has a month's worth of good news stories ready and waiting for me, which means I have time to create so much more content. We can take a story from the newsletter and ask Canva AI to turn it into an Instagram post, then resize it for LinkedIn, or even turn the What's On section into a poster for the office, all from a simple conversation. Who knew good vibes could be this well organized? Up next, two people with very different jobs but one shared goal. Please welcome Larry and Tom.
Hey everyone, I'm Larry, Head of Enterprise Sales at Canva.
And I'm Tom, Creative Director of our Europe team.
Now, in sales, speed is critical to success.
As a designer, it's about our brand being consistently brilliant, even when we're moving fast. But as a business grows, that job gets harder. Either we let designers control everything and slow down people like Larry, or we let him freestyle and see the brands that we've so lovingly crafted fall apart, one rogue font at a time. Papyrus?
Yeah, well, it's a tale as old as time, and we've heard it from so many other businesses. But now, with Canva AI's new brand intelligence, we can create at pace and on brand, Tom, every single time.
Okay, let me show you how it works. And it all starts with the design team. And with Affinity now part of the Canva family, pro designers have got access to a suite of the most powerful design tools for free. And now things are going next level because Canva brand kits are now connected to Affinity. This means you can craft with precision and create brand assets in Affinity, then move them seamlessly into Canva. And then you can set up brand templates for the entire business to use, so your craft stays consistent as you scale.
And that's where I come in. I've got a huge pitch coming up, and I need an on-brand deck by the morning. Normally, that means pulling an all-nighter and probably ruining the night of a designer like Tom. But now I can open Canva AI and type, create a pitch deck for a meeting tomorrow with Snowflake. They care about security, scale, and speed to market.
And very importantly, Larry's going to use the brand template. So the deck is on brand from the very first slide.
I'll add a chart, and you'll love this. It'll automatically match the rest of the deck.
Love it.
Now, let's personalize it. Using Canva AI's new research powers, I just ask it to search for Snowflake's latest financial data, and it does the research right here. And it stays on brand with every new addition. Normally, this would have taken me all night and a few intense chats with Tom about the size of a logo.
But now Larry can move fast, and I can rest assured the brand will be as consistently brilliant as when the team first crafted it.
And that's just one pitch. I've got 5 more lined up. Let's see if there's any big news that affects my meetings next week. Usually, I'd spend hours researching every client. New hires, acquisitions, market shifts, but not anymore because Canva AI is connected to Sheets. I just ask for my latest news for my 5 biggest clients, and all the research I need is together in one place.
But that's not all that Canva AI can do. What happens when you apply its powers to something even more personal? Like, say, planning the biggest day of your life?
To show you, please welcome Allie.
Thank you, Wolves. Hey, I'm Allie. I'm part of the leadership operations team here at Canva. And it has been a busy time for us here. These keynotes, they don't just plan themselves. As well as planning this by day, I'm also planning my wedding. Thank you. I'm planning it by night. In England, from Sydney, across multiple time zones. So, totally chill, no stress, everything is fine. We know so many of you in our community are in the same position, wishing for a better way to manage all the moving pieces of a big event. Let me show you how I've been leaning on Canva AI. I've been using the new coding ability to create a fully interactive website from scratch. Not just any old website, something custom built that will make our guests feel part of our big day. I'll ask Canva AI to create a wedding website for me and Harriet. Include a section for guests to submit their favorite wedding songs. I'll upload some images for inspiration. Without having to code a thing, our first draft can track RSVPs, document all the essentials, and even build a playlist with the help of our family and friends. From here, I can jump into the editor to make sure all the details are just right. And we're ready to publish. Let's leave a song request, shall we? Any ideas? Okay, some good suggestions. It's all connected to a Canva sheet. So every RSVP and song submission is automatically logged. But that doesn't mean every submission will automatically get played. Oh, look at that. Harriet's happy. Next, the invites. Let's start fresh. I'll go back to the homepage and prompt, create my wedding invitations based on this photo of the garden at our venue. Canva AI gets straight to work. And just like that, we have 5 gorgeous options. The best part is they're all fully layered designs. So I have complete control over everything on the page. I can jump in, I can move things around, I can edit the copy, and it's looking perfect. So let's send them to print. Last thing. The one thing Canva AI hasn't done for me yet is write my vows. And look, I'll be honest, here amongst friends, I did consider it. But there are still some things that are worth doing yourself. Even when you're busy, even when you're on stage in LA, vows should probably come from the heart. Plus, Harriet would definitely know. But it won't stop me from using Canva AI to design the place cards and print the seating chart and create all the signage for the big day. That's next on my list once I wrap up here. But for now, let's look at how Canva AI 2.0 all comes together.
How are you? So many things.
Hey Canva, pull from my memory library and build me a strategy plan. I'm thinking, at its core, that's the rough idea. Nice. Could you show me some market insights and build a timeline? Let me add a few things.
How many of these recordings do you have, General?
Rise and shine.
We cannot wait to see how you use Canva AI 2.0 to bring your imagination to life. If you zoom out, you'll see this is all part of our two-step plan. Step 1, build one of the world's most valuable companies. And step 2, do the most good we can do. In October last year, we committed $100 million to support people living in extreme poverty in Malawi. Those payments are rolling out to families as we speak, with our partners Give Directly. We also make Canva's premium product free for millions of schools, universities, and non-profits around the world. This has now amounted to more than $2 billion worth of product value donated each year. But our two-step plan isn't about philanthropy alone. Striving to do the most good we can do touches everything we do, our decisions, our operating model, and our products. From day one, we wanted to ensure we could truly empower the whole world to design, so that regardless of where you live or your income, you can express your ideas. I'm pleased to say our next launches reflect our two-step plan in action. Please welcome Lindsay to share our next launch.
Hi, I'm Lindsay from Canva's education team. We believe that education is the great equalizer, that where you're born should not determine who you're able to become, and that every student, not just a lucky few, deserves access to the best learning tools in the world. That world is changing rapidly. The jobs our students will work, the problems they'll solve, we can't fully picture them yet, but preparing them for what's ahead, that's more important than ever. I actually started my career as a 6th grade English teacher, so I've seen this firsthand. Woo! The way students are taught can shape their entire future. Educators are spending their spare time and their own money creating content their students will actually care about. It's a really, really tough job, and we understand that, which is why ever since 2020, we've offered Canva education to K-12 teachers, students, and schools 100% free. Let's hear all about it from Professor Lineker, a teacher in Brazil.
Eu dou aula das 7 da manhã às 9 da noite. E ninguém faz isso só por dinheiro, né? 1.500 alunos, ensino médio, eu também tive que descomplicar. Eu levanto o tema, jogo a bola para eles pesquisam, desenvolvem os seminários no Canva e fazem apresentações incríveis. Essa é a parte bonita, né? Mas tem muita coisa por trás. Deixa eu te contar o que aconteceu outro dia. Cheguei tardão em casa, tive que preparar uma aula toda do zero. Foi aí que eu cliquei no Canva, na ferramenta de IA, com 3 cliques eu tinha a aula toda pronta, com imagens, conteúdo, toda segmentada. E é isso que eu quero, menos tempo preparando aula e mais tempo preparado para ela.
We already have 50 million teachers and students using Canva each month, but we knew there was so much more we could do, and you told us the exact same thing. So I am so excited to introduce to you all our new all-in-one destination for learning content, the Learn Grid. Browse our library of thousands of ready-to-teach learning resources. They're available in 16 different languages and mapped to the curriculum that you teach. You can use it like a grid. Mix and match your grades, subject, and learning objective to generate unique activities, worksheets, games, whiteboards, you name it, all tailored to your class. Let me show you. Let me show you how I'd use this in my classroom. I'd open Learn Grid, I'd search for what I'm teaching, I'd filter down to my grade and subject, and right away I'd find a presentation that's already mapped to my curriculum. But let's say I want something that my class can actually play around with. So next, I generate a sorting activity. The content is already built in, but I can personalize it to make it that much more relevant to my students. As a last step, I can hit publish so that I can share it with my class, and their answers will feed straight into a Canva sheet so I can track their progress without going anywhere else. Last, I can even generate a quick homework task, just one click to assign a worksheet to every student, and I can check in and give feedback as they go. And there you have it, an entire lesson done in minutes. But that's not the whole story, because we know at Canva that teaching doesn't just happen in classrooms. And that's why we're not actually just launching Learn Grid to education users. We're making it available to everyone. This is what step 2 looks like in action, taking everything Canva has built and making it accessible to the people, communities, and organizations who need it most, wherever they are in the world. We can't wait to see how Learn Grid takes education to new places. And speaking of new places, one of our product leads, JD, has been out and about to prove that you truly can design anywhere.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, good luck out there, JD.
Still good.
Everyone's going to be so excited.
Hello, everyone. I'm JD, and it is so good to see you. This is one of our most requested features ever. So many of you right across the world have been wishing for a way to keep things moving, to stay productive, and keep the creativity flowing when you're offline, just like Blessing.
Hi there. I'm Blessing Oluchukwu. I'm a writer and nonprofit leader based in Lagos, Nigeria, and I live on Canva. The thing about working from my little corner of the world is bad internet and poor connectivity, and I could be in my creative flow, doing my thing, feeling myself, and suddenly network disappears, and that hurts so much. Because I could lose all the progress I've made with my work. That is why I wish for an offline version of Canva. That would go a long way for me and for other creatives like me who are suffering from the same challenge. So thank you so much, Canva, for listening to your community. Peace.
For years, you, the Canva community, have been asking for a better way. So I'm stoked to finally introduce you to Canva Offline. Look, we all know that feeling. You're in the zone, the ideas are building, and then the internet drops. Whether you're on a train with no signal, in a classroom with patchy Wi-Fi, or somewhere in the world where a stable connection just isn't possible. As Blessing described, creative flow is everything. And unstable internet, it shouldn't stop you from creating. But now, with just one click, you can make any design available offline. And once you're offline, you can keep editing. You can write some new copy, add another page, or add an image. You can keep designing with all your essential tools, no signal needed. And the moment you're back online, Canva syncs and saves your offline changes instantly. So you can keep creating no matter where you are in the world. This is what we mean when we talk about doing the most good we can. Not just building powerful tools, but making sure they reach everyone with an idea they want to bring to life. And speaking of bringing ideas to life, our next launch will help you do that, quite literally. To show you, please welcome Melissa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Melissa, head of print here at Canva. We're constantly expanding what it means to design anything and publish anywhere, because we believe that bringing ideas into the world is the best way to improve it. Print is one of the most powerful ways people make their ideas real. It's the moment your idea becomes something you could hold in your hands. And every month, millions of people already use Canva Print to achieve their goals, like Mark, who's using Canva Print to share important stories with the world.
My wife Anna and I lived and worked in Tanzania a couple of years, and 3 of our 6 kids were adopted from there. And so the mission of Forever Projects is super close to our hearts. Forever Projects stops families being separated because of poverty. And so the solution is creating income for women so they can nourish their babies and keep families together. Early on, people didn't really understand what we were seeing in Tanzania to be able to cut through and really land a message. It's got to be visual. We're super excited for Canva to continue to help us and our community find epic ways to share these stories and to accelerate our mission and impact. We've just turned 10, and our Forever Projects community has raised $2.5 million for the mission, and that's enabled 3,000 babies and 2,250 women across 6 cities to stay together forever.
Stories like Mark's are exactly why we do this. But you've told us you want more ways to bring your ideas to life. So it's my pleasure to introduce the Canva Print Shop. It's a new way to print built right into Canva for everyone on every plan across all devices. In the new Canva Print Shop, you can browse by product, get personalized recommendations, and see what's available in your region. Then go straight into designing. Your entire brand kit comes with you. Fonts, colors, assets, everything you need to keep it perfectly on brand. So you can drop in your logo, update the copy, and in just a few minutes, it's ready to print. Preview your design, add to your cart with a click, and your order is on its way to you. All of this underpins something we're really proud of, our One Print, One Tree initiative. It's a simple idea with a big impact. For every print order placed, we plant a tree across our restoration sites in countries like Malawi, Tanzania, and the Philippines. And thanks to your support, we've already planted 16 million trees. I'm also thrilled to share that Canva is now backing solar farms. We're generating enough renewable energy to match what goes into every Canva print order across the US and Canada. It's a huge step towards reaching our net zero goal. And now, to celebrate our new print shop, we've brought a special edition of the Store to Life right here at Canva Create. Let's cross to Kelly, who's live on the ground.
Hey everybody, I'm here at the go-to-market at Canva Create, and everything you see around me, designed and printed by Canva's print shop. Hot off the press. We have so much to explore, over 60 products you can make your own. There are now more ways than ever to print anything you can imagine. That means no matter your goal, you can start making it real. Merch for your new business, posters for a local community event, invitations for that big birthday, signage for the cause that you care about. That's what the Canva Print Shop makes possible. Now, it's my pleasure to welcome back Mel, Cliff, and Cam.
Thanks, Kelly. Today has been the biggest leap in Canva's history. Bring everything you need together all in one place.
We've empowered more people than ever to achieve their goals with Canva AI 2.0. We have given teachers and students access to incredible learning resources with the launch of Learning Grid. We have made sure you can design wherever you are with Canva Offline. And we've made it even easier to bring your ideas to life with our new print shop.
But none of this happens without you. One of our favorite things in the world is turning your ideas into reality. And we plan to do a lot more of that over the years to come. So keep telling us what you wish for. Tell us what Canva AI is doing well, where it needs to improve, and how it can help you achieve your goals. We can't wait to see what you create.
And we mean that quite literally. We cannot wait, because today we're releasing Canva AI 2.0 to the first people who find the secret way to activate superpowers on the Canva homepage.
We are excited to get Canva AI into your hands and to see what you build with it. You see, there is a lot of discussion about AI right now. Some say it will replace human thinking and creativity. But our hope is quite the opposite. We believe that AI can amplify human thinking and creativity. Technology has always been defined by the people who use it. There are choices we can make with the products we choose to build and how we choose to use them. We can choose to uplift people and solve humanity's greatest challenges. We can choose to educate every child and unlock our true potential. And if millions of people around the world choose to turn their ideas into reality, to brighten someone's day, to strengthen communities, to empower students, to build businesses that truly care, that will shape our future. So the question isn't, what will AI do? It's what will we do with it? What will we choose to design together?
So thank you so much for being here with us today. But before we go, we still have one last envelope to open with more of your wishes to grant. So for the grand finale of Canva Create 2026, please give it up for our house band, Wolves of Glendale.
Hey, I'm so sorry. There seems to have been some sort of misunderstanding here. Just bear with me for one moment. Cam.
Guys, what's going on?
Cam, I thought we weren't doing a musical number this year because we did one last year, right?
Yeah, but it was so incredibly awesome last year. We want you to do it bigger and better this year.
But we don't have anything planned. I could do the robot for 5 minutes.
No.
Guys, just have Canva AI 2.0 help you out. I've uploaded 41 wishes into Canva AI. You have the tools. If you can dream it, you can do it.
Wow. Cam, that was like poetry. And slightly ominous with the...
Yeah, with the hands?
Yeah, it's still back there.
I know, it's still going. Okay, how does this work?
I got it. All you got to do is say something like, I don't know, Canva AI, let me see a ballerina dancing to some classical music.
I do not think that's how it works. You can just summon a ballerina out of thin air. I mean, I have to hand it to you. I did not think that was going to work.
Tom, you just got to believe. Yeah, if you can dream it, we can do it.
Right. Okay, well, if that's the case, let's try this. Here we go. Hey, Canva AI 2.0, we're at Canva Create 2026, and we totally forgot to write a musical finale. Can you help us write lyrics for a song incorporating the 41 wishes that we still have to grant? Please. Wow, that was so fast. Okay. Should we give it a go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, Eric, hit us with something.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Something like...
There's a lot of features. This part is just the entertainment section of what's going on in Canva, at the Canva Create. But really and truly, there's been a really lot of great announcements. But one of the things I've observed is just everything is about Canva AI. And they frame it as Canva 2.0. If you've been really using Canva over the last few years, you realize they have introduced Dreamlab. They've introduced Canva Code, where you can create your websites, where you can create apps, where you can create all these tools. And Canva is literally shifting the way how the platform is being utilized. So Canva is no more just a design tool. At this point, you can call Canva an AI tool, right? So design is a part of it, creation is a part of it, but really and truly, like a lot of the anchor is AI. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm going to sit with it some more, but I do know for sure I will be sharing like highlights in terms of like the top features that I believe would be very beneficial for entrepreneurs who are building a brand and growing their online presence, but also the systems that will help you to be more efficient and effective in building your business. But yeah, Canva offline, I specifically like that. I like the brand integration. Anything about brand, I am here for it. I'm going to go through my notes and share what else I have liked so far based on everything that they have said. So they have conversational design, that is creating through a conversation. But one of the things I realize, there's a growth in and the use of AI, we have to know how to prompt. This is a big thing about knowing how to prompt. It also shows us how we think. Like, are we thinking critically? Do we know how to ask the questions? Do we have the vision to get the things that we want created? So that's a big thing that is coming up for me. So yes, it's amazing our Canva's integrated AI, but a big part for me is like, we have to be on top of our game. I know a lot of people I've talked to personally, they'll be like, hey, they're not a fan of AI, they're not a fan of, it being integrated, and it is just widening the digital divide. I do agree. But I think this is where upskilling and knowledge sharing is going to be even more important. And that's even one of the reasons why I've been doubling down on sharing knowledge about not just Canva as a tool, but digital literacy. If you didn't know, I also have a creative design camp, and just planning the design camp for this year is something I've just been wrapping my mind around. Like, what will that curriculum look like? Because for one, our children are already exposed to AI. Two, a lot of our children are far ahead more than a lot of teachers, a lot of adults, their parents. And now I'm like, how am I going to make this curriculum really good, like keeping the children ahead of the curve, but also helping to safeguard a lot of things. So I have a lot to sit with and think about, especially after this Canva Create. I am excited about a lot of the rollouts, but the fact that so many of it is AI integration, wild, really, really wild. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Well, let me know what you think in the comments, because it's a whole heap of things. I'm really thinking about it now. It's a lot. Another part of the features being introduced that I personally like was the memory library. I like the memory library because I like platforms that I don't have to constantly remind you what I want. It's good, but I think it's good to also, you go in, what kind of designs I'm normally creating. For me, it's always presentations, creating social media carousels. So I'm interested to see what that's going to look like. I have not tested out any of these as yet. So I'm going to spend some time and test them out. And I'm also going to update the go-to guide, the Canva go-to guide, because that's also one of the things that will help you to get or feel like you're in charge of how to utilize Canva. Again, this takes a lot of sitting down, learning, exploring, being curious, not being overwhelmed or, threatened by AI, but just being in charge of everything that's happening, because a whole heap of things are going. A whole heap of things are going. Yeah. They're still in the entertainment zone. So I was just using this time to just really chat with you all. I see 2 persons live with me. If you're watching the replay and you have reached this far, drop a confetti. What's that? The confetti emoji. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Drop a confetti emoji in the chat if you have reached over 1 hour in this live. Thank you for watching this virtual session. This was very impromptu. I was like, should I? But I'm really glad that I did. Let me talk about some other features that they announced that I liked. So the memory, so I like the memory library, I like the offline, I like the conversational design, but I also like the workflow, intelligent workflow. I have done quite a number of sessions talking about systems Yeah. Oh, you. All right. Hold on. I see a comment here. Let me just drop that here. I have very little issues with using AI, or I have also done free courses about the responsible use of AI and how to structure prompts without giving too much personal details. Yeah, no, this is very important, Daniel. Like, I am not threatened by AI. I'm actually very excited, like wanting to learn more, not just as a user, but how to create, right? Being like at the helm of being a creator. So I'm not threatened by it, but I know it's also outside of safeguarding and being responsible. I think it will make so many other people lazy. But I think one of the things Canva is, and I've always applauded them on this, they are forward thinkers. Canva is thinking years ahead, right? And because they're thinking years ahead, they're like, listen, we're not going to make AI take over our design platform. You know what? We're going to integrate AI and we're going to make it work. And then two, a lot of people who use Canva are not designers, meaning they don't have a design background, and they have gotten a lot of flack for it, like, oh, you know, a lot of crappy designs come out of Canva, or you can know when it's not a good design because it's Canva. But Canva's now integrated AI, which makes designing easier. Am I threatened personally as someone who does designs and clients come to me for design work? Absolutely not. Because the truth is, many people are still not going to utilize Canva. Many people still don't want to do it themselves. And oftentimes the persons who are using Canva and DIYing is because they don't have a big budget and they don't have a team to do it. So I'm not threatened, but instead, what I'm going to be doing is to share more knowledge on how to utilize the tool more efficiently and effectively. So yeah, thanks for sharing that comment, Daniel, in terms of having little. Yeah, thanks for being here. You know, thanks for being here. Yes, it's just being able to utilize the tool effectively. And they have wind down and closed out. So, like I said, I've been to Canva Create. I went in 2024. Hold on, let me hear what they're saying. It's buffering a little, so we'll see if it's going to come back. Yeah, so before I wrap up what I was saying, so just a quick summary of everything that we saw. So Canva rolled out Canva AI 2.0. It's their latest feature. This is one of the biggest launches that they've had since they launched in 2013. That's how long Canva has been about. I've been using Canva since 2015. So I am one of those persons you call early adopters. And I've seen Canva move from this platform that I was using in addition to Photoshop. And it's mind blown. People who used to say I use Canva as a designer, at this point, a lot of persons say I no longer feel like I know how to utilize Canva. I think Canva has recognized that. A lot of people who use Canva are not necessarily designers. I think Canva has recognized that. And because of all of these things, Canva does plug in the stuff. One of the biggest complaints people used to have was about designs not being on brand and cohesive. Canva say, you know what? I'm going to introduce brand kits, brand hubs, brand management, brand voice, all the things. And Canva has evolved from just a design tool to a content creation tool to now just a tool that is integrated with everything. And as some people put it, is an AI tool. All right, I see another comment here from Daniel. AI might make work easier, but definitely not lazy, because you still have to know what you know and ensure that what you get is exactly what you need. I agree 100%. I think what AI really exposes how you think. Like, are you a critical thinker? Do you know how to ask questions? And do you have a vision? Because one of the approach I always tell people when they're using AI, especially in Canva, is to think about the end in mind. What do you want that end to look like? And then you ask the questions and then keep drilling down. Like, I use Canva every day, and I use AI every day. And for Canva to integrate AI more deeply, yeah, really, really good stuff. But I mean, as I said, I have to sit with it a little to really see how I feel about a lot of the features that they rolled out. All right. This is continuing on the topic of AI, especially when it generates an outline. You still have to edit for accuracy and ensure that you have not used sensitive details. Agree. You have to just be smart about this AI thing. We can't be threatened by it. Our children are using it. Or children are using it. So whether you introduce it to them or not, our children are using AI. All right. Thank you, Daniel, for being here. You're like the top fan, the top person who have been engaging from start to end. This is just the wrap up and the chit chat session where I've just really been talking about some of the things that Canva has rolled out. I have it linked in the description. So I'm going to share my screen here so you can see exactly where you can find all the features that you can explore in your own time. So just allow me to share my screen. Let me share my screen so you can see what Canva has rolled out today. All right. So Canva rolled this out today. They have this page. So it's canva.com/canva -AI. It's linked in the description, right? And they say AI that creates with you and connects you to the world, right? And turn conversation into creation. So you see all the things you can create. But one of the things I also like about this new release too is being able to connect your third-party apps and the tools that you use with Canva. I love that. So it's similar to how Claude operates. If you use Claude, you know how Claude allows you to connect to other tools. Same thing with Canva. Being able to edit, that's Canva Docs. Generating elements, that's if you have an element that you know how sometimes you're going through the element or the library for a particular thing that you want to add to your design and you probably can't find anything. Canva has now empowered you to create that using AI, right? So that's another thing. Or to make your things on brand. You know, I am all about building a consistent brand that is on brand for anything you're creating wherever you are. So this is good. Learns with you over time. This is the memory bank. I particularly like that as well. Schedule tasks for later. I do like that. I will have to explore that in my own time. So, right. So the main categories are design, write, brand, code, right? All of these you can explore in your own time as well. I think all of this is pretty good. And if anyone is here on my call and you're a part of an organization, I know a lot of companies want to save money and make the most of their resources. You have Canva for enterprise. You have Canva for small business. So for those of you who have a small business, you have Canva for content creators, meaning just different ways they can utilize Canva. And Canva for educators. This was a big announcement too. For those who are not aware, Canva is free for education and non-profits. So if you are a part of a school, if you know someone who has a school, if your child is going to a school, ask them if they have Canva. If they don't have it, tell them to get the free version. Teachers can use it, students can use it, and because they have access to it, everybody can create. So I am really, that's one of the things I like about Canva in terms of it being available to so many persons. There are no limitations. Oh, why am I showing myself only? There are no limitations to who can utilize Canva. Canva is an accessible tool. And what you get with the free version as well is also mind-blowing. So yeah, these are all the things that we're announcing Canva today. And I also mentioned that I have a guide, which is a go-to-resource guide. Let me share my screen here so you can see what that looks like. Let me show you what that looks like. I have a go-to guide where you can get a guide on how to utilize Canva. At this point, that guide is outdated. So I am going to spend some time and to update this guide. But this is a go-to Canva resource guide for creating in Canva. And I have decided to make 100 available overall. Currently, there are 93 of them left. It is free. And I'm going to be updating it at the end of the month. If you want the updated version, I suggest you go ahead and download this version. And then when the updated version is available, you will see the big difference. I'm going to spend a lot of time just updating it because I don't take it for granted that because you know about Canva, you know how to utilize Canva or you know where to find all the tools. All right. And of course, I have to plug this. I do provide Canva training for teams as well as for persons who want one-on-one Canva training or just a session. So if you have a problem in Canva, you want to pick my brain, of course, you can book a session to pick my brain. The link is in the description. If you know you want to use Canva for teams, whether it's a team of 3, whether it's a large team up to 30, you can hire me as a Canva design ambassador and educator. I'm one of the few in Jamaica. I'm not able to be in LA this year. That's totally fine. But it was really good just chit-chatting with you in terms of this session. I will take a little photo here, because this has just really been a great time and I feel like I need to do more watch parties. Let me know what you think. All right, I see some few comments before I jump off. Danielle, she says, looking forward to the updated guide from you. Yes, so the link is in my description. So for the guide, you can find that if you want to work with me directly, if you want to learn how to better utilize Canva for your team, you want to upskill your people, Canva for AI, I'm your girl. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Just thank you so much for just subscribing to this channel. If you know someone who wants to get more information on how to utilize Canva as a tool and to utilize it in their business, subscribe to Carey Digital. I talk about Canva. I'm a Canva ambassador, one of the first in Jamaica, one of the older ones currently. And I also, if you want to become an ambassador, I need to plug this. Please to follow me on Instagram. All my things are in the description. And let's start, because I'd love to see more Canva ambassadors in Jamaica and from the Caribbean. All right. So thanks for watching again. Bye.